Hello everyone, and welcome to the Elder Scrolls Online Guides with me, your host Crypto at Crypto Gamer Guys. And today we are going to be taking a look at the sewer system in the Imperial City, which is a PvP and PvE campaign. If you like the video guys, please like, share and subscribe. So, first of all, once you travel into the Imperial City via the campaigns option, you will be put into one of your alliances, whichever alliance you picked. Base. Now there are three areas. The top end is Ebonheart Pact, the bottom left here is the Aldemary Dominion, and this one on the right here is the Daggerfall Covenant, and in the center is the Arena Hypogonium, which is basically where you're going to fight Moag Bal. So as you can see here guys, this is your general merchants as well as your achievement furnishers, and depending on which achievements you get, you can either get the Imperial Banner or you can get the Moag Bal Brazier, which is very nice looking, especially in the Cold Harbour home that you can get. The main currencies within Imperial City are Tel Var stones. Now whenever you get killed by either an NPC or an enemy player, you will lose approximately half your Tel Var. Now Tel Var is bankable, so every time you die, return to the sewers and bank your Tel Var. You don't want to be running about outside with 50, 60, 100k Tel Var and then get ganked by level 100 Nightblade, and then that's you're done. Always bank that Tel Var. What I'm going to do guys is I'm going to give you all a baseline tour. So this is one of the entrances back into the Arena Hypogonium. There is an entrance above. This is to prevent people getting ganked on the way out, but you can be ganked on the way in. Now the other Arena Hypogonium door is here, which will basically keep you in the upper level before you jump down, and you will be immune to attacks until you jump down from this shelf. This is to stop people being able to gank Tel Var and then go back in. This is also to prevent players who are going out from doing the same thing. These are all the crafting stations guys. You have access to all of them, including jewelry, enchanting and alchemy in this area here, and also you have your woodworking, clothier and blacksmithing stations. Now if you come through here, this is where you're going to find all of the Tel Var merchants. So this is the general Tel Var merchant guys, and what he is going to do is he is going to sell things like ingredients and crafting materials using Tel Var, along with different style pages, as you can see here. These all cost a fair amount of Tel Var, so and not only that, you also have a chance at getting these polymorphs as well. All three of them you can get for 250k Tel Var each, or if you use the Imperial's rewards coffer, there's a random chance that you'll get it on fewer tries for only about 1000 to 2000 Tel Var. I was lucky enough to get all three of my polymorphs by buying the first one, and then the other two came in a row with different boxes. You can also get the triglyph runes as well here, and storage coffers, along with Alliance vs Alliance boosting ingredients for your food. These ingredients go for a premium price, as well as the Sigil of Imperial Retreat. This will also bring you straight back to the sewers. And these specific ingredients can make you a decent amount of money in guild traders, guys. Along with a few other PvP collectibles by collecting fragments and sieges of Citadel's Merit as well. This area is going to allow you to access the outfitting station, as seen here, and also your cooking stations and your jewelry and weapon and armor Tel Var merchants. These merchants will sell specific sets as well. In gold jewelry, as you can see, they cost over 100k Tel Var, and they are very, very expensive. But if you're skilled in the Imperial City, racking up 100k Tel Var is very, very quick and very, very easy, as long as you know the mechanics of bosses and you're good at PvP in general. Next we have the equipment Tel Var box merchant, and what he will do is he will sell you shoulder pieces for the different bosses monster sets that you can get in the Imperial City. These are probably one of your easiest monster sets that you're going to get from level 10 up once you can actually access dungeons and PvP. And you also have these Imperial City mystery coffers, which have a relatively good chance of offering you one of these polymorphs. Bearing in mind, these polymorphs also, if you've collected them, go for a lot of gold. And up here to our left, we have the Tel Var Armorers. These guys are going to give you access to different types of armors with the different sets, such as Imperial Physique, the Phoenix set, and the Black Rose set. And this guy does the the medium armor. And as you can see, I already have Crafty Alessian. I mean, some of these sets are good themselves within Imperial City because they'll give you major stat boosts because of the Tel Var that you have, which can be really effective, but also makes you a big target. So now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to enter the Imperial Sewers itself. Now that we've went through the door, as you can see, here is this blue glow I was talking to you about. This makes you immune to all damage until you either use an ability or the timer runs out or you've gotten far enough into the sewers that the protection is no longer valid. This is pretty handy because it allows you to get farther into the sewers at the start without being attacked immediately by enemy Nightblades or people that are waiting in stealth. So, as you will see, whenever you take down an enemy, you will gain some Tel Var. Now, because of the event right now, it's double Tel Var. Something very important to know, when you're in the sewers, you only earn half the Tel Var that you would earn on the surface without any extra districts that are under your alliance's control. So what this means is when you're in the sewers is a good place to farm in the sense that you probably won't be out in the open too much, but it also means that whilst you're going through tunnels and different areas, at any point winding through these tunnels you will come across enemy players or also the travelling horrors that travel through the entire Imperial Sewer, which I will get onto that later on. Within each area, for each alliance, there are 3 sky shards in each faction's area, as well as one directly in the centre of the Harena Hypogonium itself, which is accessed by everyone. Now, whenever you're going through the sewers, you will find different offcuts and different offshoots, and these are quite good because they will contain different things. It could be portals, or it could be one of the 3 static bosses that are low level in the Imperial City, or the travelling horrors that move throughout the Imperial Sewers. For an example, if we walk through down into this area here, which is a dead end for my alliance, I would have to backtrack. You will also notice that there are portals that will spawn, such as that one to the right there. These portals, once they have been completed, will give you chests that will give you different graded items, as well as Tel Var stones, which is really quite handy. Whenever you're in the Imperial City, always check enemies because you will collect up key fragments which are used to open trophy vaults on the surface. 50 of them or 80 of them, I can't remember which, but basically they form into a key which allows you to get one of the major 5-piece sets that are easily obtainable within it. Also, you want to keep an eye out for luminous inks that will be on enemies. I've managed to get several luminous inks by playing in the Imperial City during the White Strakes Mayhem event, which has been fantastic. It's been really good fun, and the White Strakes event is really good at helping you gain a lot of Tel Var in a short period of time. As an example, yesterday I racked up 50,000 Tel Var within 1 hour flying through all the districts with a group, and then unfortunately got taken out by a bunch of Daggerfall Covenants. So now what we'll do is we will backtrack through the way that we came through the sewers so that we can go deeper into the sewers and see what else there is in store for us. The sewers are made out of different sized arenas along with lots of winding tunnels, so you will have to take a good look at your map just to make sure that you know where you're going. There are lots of different enemy types, and each different alliance has their own unique types of enemies, unique bosses, and everything else. So now we've entered a new area called the Buried Artifact, and as you can see we can go south and there is an entrance there to the surface. This will actually take you into the Arena District, and or one of the other entrances will take you into the Memorial District. Remember, the top map looks the same as the bottom, so if you pay attention to each district and each sewer entrance, you'll be able to get back quicker. Now if you go in through one of the other districts areas, you will have to walk all the way through either DC or AD's entire sewer system, which means I reckon you've probably got an 80% chance of losing your Tel Var that way. Not only that, you will probably get even more lost than what you will in the Ebonheart Pacts area. So once we go through this particular area here, we will come up to the first static box called Wateraki. Now in this particular incident, he was taken out by 2 other players, so unfortunately I do not have the ability to show you the boss fight with him. As I say, we have the patrolling horrors, which are enemies that come into different areas. So there's one that actually comes through into this zone here, so you have to be very, very careful. But they usually give themselves away with a very subtle striding sound. You're going to come across many chests throughout your run in the Imperial sewers. Always collect them, because as you go up by 10, 100, 1,000 and then 10,000, you get 1, 2 and 3, 4 times multipliers, which affects the amount of Tel Var that you'll actually get. So if you're willing to take the risk of running around with over 10,000 Tel Var on you, and say you've got the Imperial physique set on, what this will do is this will actually boost all of your primary stats and damage by up to 600%, depending on how many Tel Var you have on you. And as I say, the damage scales up through those systems. This also means that, as I say, you will earn a lot more Tel Var. Now these are one of the tunnels that when you're going through you have to watch out for the boss, and once you come through here you will turn to the right to carry on, but straight ahead it is actually a sky shard. Do not forget to pick this up, because it's really a good way and really good place to find lots of sky shards to get your character PvP fit and ready. So now what we'll do is we will turn down here to the left, and checking our map we can see once we pass these Ebonheart flags, you can take down these enemies through here, a couple of crocodiles, and then we're going to go up to the left and up these stairs. Once up the stairs we will end up going to the Antediluvian vaults, and we will be in the next section. As you can see, there's a wee portal here. This will help us get some extra gear and some new Tel Vars to add to our collection. I did actually die before this point. Unfortunately it was a bit corrupted, so I never got to keep the clip. That's why there's no seamless transition. And I lost half my Tel Var, so I was at 1,000 and I went down to 537. As you can see though, because I had a 2 times multiplier, I still got double the rewards than what I would have had I had none. So you want to kill as many creatures as you can in this area, guys. You want to rack up as much Tel Var as humanly possible. That's what makes it worth running the sewers. And it's a lot better as well to run the sewers with a crew of people. But bearing in mind, when you are in a group with other people, up to 12 other people, the Tel Var will be divided evenly between all 12 of you. So the smaller the group, the bigger the hoarded Tel Var. I would personally say you only need a group of about a maximum of 8 people to really do the job effectively throughout the entire Imperial City DLC. Even when the event isn't on, I find that I enjoy doing the Imperial City area because there's lots to do. And of course here we are with the Cunning Scamp, by the way guys, which is a pretty fascinating trove creature to get. If you do manage to take it out before it disappears, it will actually give you not only an achievement once you get 5 of them taken down, but it will also give you a big gold sack of Tel Var. This can be up to 2.8k in Tel Var. A quick tip, if you don't actually open the Tel Var satchel and empty the contents into your current Tel Var that you're carrying, if you do get killed, then what you can do is open the Tel Var when you get back to the base and you will have that full amount, which could really mean the difference between a wasted sewer run or a really, really good run. You can also get these smaller satchels from the Nobles District up on the top of the Imperial City, and I recommend that everybody keeps their Tel Var coffers sealed until they get back to the base. Then that way, even if you do lose all your Tel Var in multiple battles with other alliances, you've got something to take back to the bank when you get back into the base. Another good tip is find a character that you're good or comfortable with and use that in the Imperial City. You really want to have a good edge against other players and against bosses and monsters. This is actually my first time using the Arcanist in the Imperial City, and because of my rotation and my internet speeds, I can actually move quicker and take down enemies quicker than the game can keep up with. As we go deeper into the sewers, you're going to get way more varieties of Daedra. So a good tip is to learn to control your mobs in this area, because you don't want to get overwhelmed with way too many ads at the same time. Otherwise, as I say, you're at risk of losing more Tel Var. And you've got to keep an eye out for the patrolling horrors, as they do frequent different areas here. When not fighting mobs, I would say your best bet is to keep yourself in stealth as much as you can. Different times of the day are going to cause different amounts of players and demographics of players to be online. I'm on the EU server, so for me personally, I get a lot of different people on throughout the night. I prefer to go on about 2-3 o'clock in the morning if I'm really farming Tel Var, as I probably won't be disturbed at that time. But at the same time, there won't be many people to actually play with, which makes it more solo at this point in time. Now we're going to move into the Alessian Tombs section. And as you can see, whenever you go through a doorway, you will be on the platform above. This is to stop people being able to take you out just as you're going through a door, or for them to be able to jump back up, as you'll have slight immunity for a moment. In this area, you will actually be able to farm ectoplasm if you so feel like. And this area has more difficult enemies in the way of wraiths. Wraiths are relatively hardy, and if you don't pay attention to them when you're attacking them in other mobs, you will get taken down very, very quickly. And also in this section, you will come across another static boss. Now, you do not have to fight this boss, which you will see on the right shortly. There are other means and ways to get through and pass certain bosses if you're not a strong enough character to do so. What I really like about the Imperial City sewers is that it has its own character and its own different areas and ways, and it's a really good expansion from what we got with Oblivion back in the early 2000s. So this is one of the bosses here. This is an optional boss because we can take a left here, and when we walk through this area, you can actually completely circumvent this boss fight. And as you can see, we are almost in the last segment before the central Bantherum, which will be where you can fight an effigy of Moag Bal himself. So this route will take you directly under the boss, and also from time to time you will actually find chests in this area. This is why it's really good to explore every single nook and cranny of the Imperial sewers, because you don't know what you're going to find. And as you can see here is one of the chests as well. Coming in with a low level character, guys, this is a really good way to improve your Legerdman skill level, which will help you be able to force locks quickly. Being able to get the ability to force a lock quickly with your Legerdman skill is really handy when you're doing the Imperial sewers, because the last thing you want to be doing is being caught with your pants down, so to speak, by trying to break into a box, and you're there for a minute and a half where you're very, very vulnerable to other players from other alliances. And people will absolutely try and gank you when you're vulnerable like this. To the left there, where that wraith was, is also where another chest can appear. So you'll now enter this intersection here, and in that small tunnel there sometimes is where another chest spawns. They have multiple different placings throughout the entire sewer system. So far we've actually picked up quite a lot of Tel Var, around about 2,600, which is quite good for on your way in, because as you will see, you are going to have to slowly but surely fight your way back out again, which is also a really good way of making lots of Tel Var. Or if you're stuck in a pinch, you can always use an Imperial Sigil of Retreat, which will immediately take you straight back to your Alliance base. Bearing in mind though, they cost 20k Tel Var, and they should only really be used if you've got more than that, or unless you're willing to spend that kind of Tel Var. Not a great way of making profit. So now, what we will do is we will make our way to where the boss was that we've just circumvented, and now we will make our way through the Baratharum Centrata, which just basically means the center of the sewers. So this area is incredibly dangerous because you're going to have multiple alliances all fighting in the center. So when it's really packed in here, guys, you can end up in a position where you will basically be fighting not only an incredibly difficult set of 3 bosses and then 1 major boss, but you could also be fighting against other players, and people will wait to gank you after you've completed these bosses because you can get an awful lot of Tel Var from them. Which means you have to be incredibly wary. As soon as you've defeated the boss, you want to collect your spoils, which could be a Stonefire Scamp as a rune box, which happens very rarely, but I've gotten a couple in my time. I've actually got one for sale. And you want to get out of there quickly. Preferably you want to go back down your own area. If for whatever reason you have to, you can take all the other 3 routes back, but I would not recommend it. I would recommend going back down your own alliance's route and basically carving your way through all the ads again and getting back to your base. Remember guys, if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much, and I really hope that you've been enjoying it. It would really help me guys if you pressed the like button, left me a wee comment and let me know what you thought of this wee guide and review as well. And you can also share the video. It really helps me in the algorithm, and it helps my channel grow. The channel's actually been growing relatively quickly, and I've been really happy with it so far. And I really want to know your thoughts and opinions on the Imperial City if you've played before, and even if you've taken new people in. It'd be really nice to see what you all think of seeing new time players getting their butts kicked in a PvP/PvE setting, which I think is a great mixture of the goodness of both worlds. Now that we're in the center, you will see 3 portals in the center directly. Each of these portals has 3 waves, and then you will have 1 major patrolling horror-like boss, and these bosses are incredibly difficult to take down and best being done with groups. And up here you will see a ring of multiple portals which have smaller low-level bosses, but you get a decent amount of Tel Var for taking down each and every boss. A couple of quick tips guys. If you come across a chest like this that just says use, you must be aware that when you click on it you will have basically a small boss event with a bunch of ads, and if you take them down very quickly, this shouldn't work too many people, and you get a lot of really cool bits and bobs and a bit of extra Tel Var as well. So these are very much worth farming once you take them down. And remember, whilst you're down in the sewers, people can take these boxes from you, and basically you can lose out on Tel Var. Now here is one of the patrolling horrors that I was talking about earlier on. This ring around you, if you enter it, which you can only see in stealth mode, he will activate and he will take you out, and they're not worth taking down. Also check all your backpacks as well, because as I found out, this is also a good way of finding luminous ink, which I didn't even know you could actually find within containers like that, but still nonetheless. And finally, we have very slowly and very carefully made our way back to our Alliance base with over 7,333 Tel Var, and that's quite a good bank. Usually it would only be about 3,000 and odd. Simply because of the event we managed to get double the Tel Var. And now that we're safely back at the base, we're going to open this Tel Var strongbox, and we got 2,750. So that's almost put us up to that has put us up to over 10,883 Tel Var stones. If you've enjoyed the video, guys, please like, share and subscribe. This has been Crypto Gamer, guys. I hope you've all had a fantastic day. Peace out.